the amount of transitions will gradually get every transition through the neck. I like after he stops, he softens. So consequently, I cannot take more weight in the rein to stop and hold that weight. I have to say, I sit for stop and I squeeze my finger for a soft pull. So different idea within the rein compared to the seat aid. If I just take 100 grams in my fist, most likely the horse stops, and that might be needed. Let's say the horse wants to buck me off or wants to bolt off. Yeah, well, I give a shit whether he gives in. I stop him with all the power I can create. Yeah. Nevertheless, one of the other questions, and you did that already a little bit with your foreign turn there, is can you mobilize your pelvis to the left and right? So with a leg yield, it would be shoulder blade and pelvis. With a foreign turn, like you just did, it's just the pelvis. Just loosening, most likely we get on the natural crooked side of the horse a little less ability to mobilize the pelvis, and that is what we want to point out. And of course, the third question, not in order, yeah, is can you gradually hollow your spine on a particular curved line? Most likely with that big fellow. We start, of course, with 20-meter circles while in trot, while in walk you might be able to ride 10-meter circles and feeling an inside pressure point and taking your time with the inside leg to eliminate that inside pressure point. So basically, can you yield? Yes, I can, mommy. Good on you. Can you bend? And can you stop and go? Now, when you think of these three tasks, I have to indulge in these three tasks until I get a very high percentage of answers. Why is that? Because when we think of what we want in the future, it's a combination of these three things. So let's say in the future you want to ride a travers, shoulder in, half pass, what the fuck ever. When you think of it, it is a combination of a horse which can bend, which can yield, and which is soft in the poll, all in the same moment. Now what goes wrong? The people, first of all, too time consuming to work every individual piece of puzzle. Yeah, can you bend, can you yield, can you stop and go? And say I do it straight away together, over facing the horse a little bit with three problems at once, if you want so. And then what fairly often goes wrong is, even so when I go in a barn, and even so there's a couch, yeah, then I see a horse rider combination performing a certain movement, whatever it is, a lateral movement, shoulder in, travers, half pass, whatever. And it looks shit, and it is shit, and it feels shit. And then I think, oh, that's very interesting for me. Let's see how these guys repair that particular shitty movement. Unfortunately, instead of analyzing which piece of puzzle wasn't properly performed to make the picture look shit, yeah? When you think of a picture created by several pieces of puzzle, one piece of puzzle is missing, yeah, well, the whole picture looks shit. Unfortunately, they don't analyze, oh, why was that movement crap? They, in 90% of the cases I hear, do it again. Yeah? So basically expecting with the same approach a different outcome is not going to happen. What I'm saying is, when I, in my gaits here, in walk, of course, I can be a little bit demanding with the size, he does that quite well. The yield from left to right quite well. Good, good. With one fucking ride a week, he's actually exceptional. Imagine you would consider 2 rides a week, he would be already Prix St. George. Yeah? So, there you had it. Now, if every horse, not a breaker, but every horse I take out of the stable, I walk along a little bit, then one fine day I say, oh, let's long and low trot first to create a sneeze like that. Or I say, yeah, well, can you turn, can you stop, can you yield? I will do that, of course, in the trot too. Yeah? Of course, the bend I expect being a little on a more less challenging circle line first. Yeah, no voice. He had to look up a little bit, but he comes quite quickly to answer that question. Fucking beautiful, my love. Good. So in walk, he answers the questions already quite nice. Yeah. When you, yeah, the voice has to improve. Yeah, that's still a big fucker, but baby voice. Either like that. Mhm. Good. Now, when you decide to do the first trot, again, rhythm, relaxation, contact in mind, and just give him a nice working tempo, not asking many questions, yeah, other than finding a nice, even walk action, yeah, if you can. If it's not too hectic, go long lines first, yeah, that he doesn't have to bend already one hind leg more than the other one, which happens on a circle line. Good. And yeah, yeah, outside squeezing. Good girl. Outside shoulder controlling a little bit. Good, you're rising. Squeezing left, squeezing right. When he's ready, you will be able to extend the neck centimeter by centimeter. But in the moment, I'm quite happy with just the rhythm and some mental focus. If he presses the head up, my first shut the fuck up. And my first thought is a kick in the guts. When he presses the head up, that is. So basically, you say with your leg, hey buddy, I need your attention. Yeah, sometimes you will lose it, of course, like every other man in your life. But you now you have to raise your voice a little bit. In that case, the voice with your leg there. It was fucking beautiful. Good, 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 good. Walk action is good, Baba. Body of the rider is good. Lots of inside leg. Easy lines like that cruising. Of course, if you decide so, anytime you can soften the ball in a downward transition, but it still has time, just that he basically goes for you here and takes you with him. Good seated respond. Yeah, they didn't need a second invitation. It wasn't too tight in the neck either. A little bit tight in the right bend, yeah, but we come to that. Nevertheless, show me both sides. In the trot part, you watch a little bit that the first trot is as big as the second and every other one. So in front of the corner, I forgive him here, he said, yeah, well, I jog into the trot, so the first two steps were not quite the ground cover in the hind leg, the thrust in the hind leg we desire. But of course, we can fix it when we ride the upwards transition. Not in front of the corner, which I would do with a hectic horse, yeah, to settle the hectic down. With a calm horse here, yeah, I want that from step one the hind leg tracks up into the footprint of the four. That's very nice. Good, you're guiding in the left. In the left leg, keep driving. Good girl, good girl. Yeah. Nice a seat aid, and I like that you repeated the take and give there. You needed the whole arm, fair enough, that will be gradually softer. Same thing like we said in the upwards transition, of course. I forgive again in that stage, but I want you to focus on, in sooner or later it has to be trot walk, not trot jog walk. Yeah, kick him in the guts. Good. There. Yeah, all right, still using the corner there. I still would do the depart on a straight line where he sees a sort of long line that is animated, yeah, to push both hind legs evenly. Yeah? So wait until straight ahead there be, and then both legs evenly, both hind legs following the giving elbow a little bit. Yeah, give him the nose and go. Yeah, good. So in the moment of the upwards transition, you open your elbow an inch or whatever long, but of course you catch the pole sooner or later with your ring finger. Good girl, good girl. Squeezing the finger, yeah, good on you. Good your seat aid, yeah. He still needs, of course, a little adjustment in the rein, but again, you did the right thing, not blocking and holding the block. My horse would block in return. There he needs a little bit pay attention shit again. So, as you know, the German sentence would be intensify your driving aid. The Australian sentence is kicking in the guts. Like the walk, huge ground cover, elbow relaxed, mouth more forward. Yeah, Yeah, yeah. Elbow, yeah, follow him and let the stride out. Good, that little touch up. There wasn't unhappy with the first step into that gate. So what we're basically focusing on, does every step in walk match a medium walk length of stride, even the first one, yeah, and does every a trot step match a working tempo length of stride, means last trot step, first trot step, all reaching out his hind leg into the footprint of the four. There you have him going off the leg better, try a little bit longer the neck. All right, yeah, good on you. That hawk action actually in that walk transition I like. There I like the thrust in the depart better too. Squeeze the left, squeeze the right fist, let it slide, squeeze the left, squeeze the right, let it slide again. So give relief one rein at a time and make him with the nose really long. There we are. So you want the pull level to the wither and further relaxing over the extension of the neck in front of the vertical, the back of the horse, even so it's not tight there, we still make the frame as long as nature gave him a length of body. Fucking beauty. Bit more driving. Good. Following the giving rein with the driving aid with a little squeeze or left or right ring finger. So sometimes he says, yeah, I'll give in too much. You feel him dropping that bit a little bit. That has to be corrected with the leg aid too. Sometimes, yeah, that is what I want to animate. When we get the nose in front of the vertical, the pull level to the wither. And that night, yeah, there where he sneezes to, there we want him just for top line relaxation. Yeah, yeah, that's my girl. So basically we can write sneezes or we can at least animate them. Then we get speed controlled, rhythmic, length of stride right, and can invite him to accept the contact, following it with the nose line far in front. Yeah, every horse sneezes basically. My two chance horse wouldn't stretch in the first place there because they're busy looking at shit, yeah, and tensing the neck and the back. Good on you, chase him a little bit on that side, two little touches on the left bum, following the giving rein. Yeah, the idea about the contact is that I offer the contact, little information of course, but I invite him to step to it as far in front as possible. Fucking beautiful on the left side, I need a little bit. Yeah, there again. Patch. Yeah, one tougher leg, combine that stick with the leg aid. If you get a slight overreaction, you don't mind. What I like in him, going away from me, looking from behind, his hocks are beautiful, close together. I like that in horses when they don't balance with wide going hocks, because they are just easier to straighten when we come into the fifth point of the training scale. Now, try once big circle here and then give the reins away in the downward transition. Just use your seat, doesn't matter what happens. Yeah, give, and thank you. See, they stayed open in front. Good. That of course complements that I sooner or later, whatever transition I ride, remember one of my tasks is just a more or less little ring finger sensation which softens the pull. Good on you. So now in your next trot or in walk, you can do your curved line, whatever that might be, big figure eights, certain times huge 10-meter loop down the long side or whatever, just lateral elasticity, checking whether you can on either side match that curved line. I wouldn't recommend in trot too small turns, yeah, because the spine has to be adjusted. Of course I can turn my horse small, but that doesn't have much gymnastic value. It's just designed to turn small. The gymnastic value lies in even elasticity in the inside spine getting short, while the outside spine in the same degree gets, it's the same spine, but you know what I mean, yeah? Yeah, and that most likely I find on one or the other side eventually a block in my inside rein. I don't give, I hold that block and eliminate the block on the rib. So it's basically complementing inside leg to outside rein riding. Yeah, lots of sneezes now, my friend. Yeah, they hollows. So what I like to see in these turns, that the inside legs stay in the same line. When I turn too small and the horse cannot adjust the spine on that particular circle line, yeah, well, either the shoulder falls in and out or the quarters fall in and out. I still get a turn, but not complementing my desire for elasticity through that particular spine. You're right, quite well, darling. Yeah, and of course, if you keep the nice ground cover rhythmic in trot, you will make these turns more bigger. Very willing little fucker. Good, good love, good love. Watching in your upwards transition that your elbow gets a centimeter lie forward. What you do within your fingers to catch the pole, up to you. Yeah, yeah, good girl. So bending, yielding, stop and going, totally to your creativity. Yeah, wiggle yourself on my inside leg, look a little bit to the inside, look to the knee inside, let go my new inside rein, your new inside leg stays, change leg you're rising on, and the horse will lay me inside you and connect to your outside. What's the goal of the outside rein? I want to control that outside front leg like a train on rail on that bended line. And of course, for my outside rein, I want a little sensation in the first vertebrae in the neck. The inside rein cannot do it. All the inside rein ever can do is flexing or bending that horse. They lose a little bit energy, left hind, patch, patch. Yeah, good. Good, baby. Good. So he answers my questions already quite nice. Yeah, eventually you ride a little bit earlier and give him 5 meter sideways, maybe even 8 or 10, up to you. Checking out how he balances. The focus is on the outside shoulder, that he doesn't drift his outside front leg into the fence. Well done. A little bit accelerating when you finish that sideways, exactly right. Then baby half fold again for another sideways. Outside shoulder turns. What's the advantage besides the elasticity gradually through the shoulder blade and so good? So the pelvis and shoulder blade, of course, eventually for our canted parts, we can come, don't do it yet, we can come, instead of chasing him through the corner, falling into the canter, we gradually aim more on positioning that inside hind leg, yeah, a little bit outwards under the center of gravity for the canted part. Change leg and chase the left hind. Good woman, good woman. Good woman. See, he does that. Leg yield already quite nice. Yeah, good on you. Yeah, good that teasing in the left hind. Sometimes he's a bit slow compared to the right hind. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Voila. Yeah. Thank you. And there's your downward transition again. Exactly. The question cannot be after a warm-up, how many kilometers do you canter? How many kilometers do you trot? How soon do I get you exhausted? The question has to be, I want more suppleness, and that is created by a high number of transitions, which ultimately leads to half holds, of course, not necessarily to 100 kilometer in one gait. More marching here, while he does a good forebeat with a good ground cover, but that happens often actually. The horses which can cover ground in walk say, why would I engage it? I get there anyway with my big step. Yeah. So sometimes, yeah, while I like the ground cover and all that shit, the huge overreach. Yeah. But of course, he has to show a little bit a marching tendency, no window shopping. With the brakes out, yeah, stop him there again, bend him right and give me a point turn. So soft pull, and there, and right leg, repeat, 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 and straight ahead. Yeah, not overturning. 180 degree would do the job, otherwise you look a little Scotch and Cokie. Marching, yeah, you can do the forehand turn from the left leg too. You did that already on the ground, so I'm just saying these little questions here. Yeah, comes good off that leg. Good work, good work. Understood that a different position of that leg behind the girth means go sideways instead of forwards. Brilliant exercise to mobilize the pelvis. Will not be asked in Germany, of course, they ask that in the lower classes. Australian don't need that. Yeah, the Australian horses have a soft pelvis built in. We don't have to train that. Good. Yeah. Then check the energy again in the depart. And the first one he will say, yeah, well, I do it, mommy, but hang on for a moment. Yeah, and then you make a little fuss. Yeah, yeah. There is, oh, not too bad, good, good. But I like that little warning with the stick there, yeah, that he doesn't say, yeah, I do the trot, but I do it a little bit labored. Now, think of your yield without doing the yield. When you ride a circle for your canter depart here, think of pre-canter to turn that inside hind leg a little bit outwards and addressing the outside front leg a little bit inwards. Yeah, and then you block for a second that outside rein and give him one good boost with the inside leg and he will lose a trot. Outside block, thank you. Voila, inside leg, outside rein, inside flex. Big canter, good fucker, and defense sit back and he will trot. Drive it. Good. Voila. So that was pretty good. The difference is when I have a really inexperienced horse, of course, I cannot think of positioning that inside hind leg in a more optimal centered position. So I will need to ride through a corner, chasing him a little bit, yeah, and then give the canter aid. Here, gradually what you think, yeah, well, I can put that inside hind leg because of my fore and turn and leg yield already in a good position, which loosens the inside pressure on the rein, and they have no drama to advance the inside leg. What a good woman you are. Yeah, they fell with the quarters within, no big deal. Inside leg to outside rein, inside flag. I like the sneeze. I like the ground cover he can produce. I like how that young girl is capable of following him with the pelvis and then open up in front a little bit, sit like a broomstick, and he will trot. Enjoy the first couple of trot steps. Thank you. Fucking beauty. Beauty. That's my boy. And then in a moment, softening the pole resist for walk, the seat that is. And then let's do it on the left side too. Great. Great, buddy. Elbow rotation, walk. Yeah, don't be too fast whether we get an arch in the neck in walk there. Our intention is that we keep the shoulder free in the horse. When I have him in walk a little bit for too long periods of times connected, most likely the front leg steps a little bit shorter and then the horse starts advancing the forearm from the elbow. What we want is that the whole shoulder blade goes forward. And that is what I create with my elbows, while eventually I need, it gets more electric. Eventually I need, of course, my fingers for softening the pull, but my elbows, shoulder blade stays so. Doing great, darling, doing great. Yeah. Fucking beautiful. Walks together. Nice bending tail. Looks like he won't die of a heart attack. Quite relaxed mentally, darling. Yeah, always. And there. Good big canter. Outside shoulder guided. Inside hind leg guided. Yeah, outside front leg on. Yeah, no big deal. So, when that happens, he loses balance and falls into the trot. Don't say how soon do I get that asshole back into the canter. Say how soon can I prepare for a more balanced canter next time. Yeah, right, more block. Yeah, not real easy on a straight line to do the canter depart. That's the reason that left hind leg touch outside rein. Don't bend much. Think of the right shoulders for the turn and the inside hind leg. Fuck the bend. Yeah. Outside shoulder, inside leg, inside leg. Yeah. So, like we pointed out a little bit earlier, most likely not his body relation. That left hind leg, remember in very early stages in the session, I said left hind leg a little slow. Now, that's not dressed over him being natural crooked there. It has to be the left leg of the rider is weaker than the right leg of the rider. So it's a leg thing. So in your next Pilates class, which you do 4 times a week, you work on the left leg of yours. Yeah, there, yeah, outside shoulder. Don't bend through that turn. Yeah. So think of you want the right front leg like a train on rails, that he steps to the right. The rein of yours, of course, is left hind. Yeah, good. Yeah, there's a tail up for shit or whatever that might be. There you squeezed all the shit out of it. Good. But there you got it. What a great guy. Another boy. Good, my friend. Good. Good bloke. Yeah, even once on the buckle. See whether he needs to shake the main muscle a little bit. Then you have no connection. Of course, there is again, often I have to explain what is a fucking buckle. It's a metal thing at the end of the leather. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, no worries. Let me see what he's doing. He's moving. Yeah, that I want to see, that he shakes the head. Thank you. That will not be needed anymore, but here in between, the young horse, we have to say when he was in a certain arch of the neck, correct positioned, but even a correct position for extended periods of time might create a little bit tension in the main muscle. And then I ride him on the buckle as long as I'm not in danger that I lose my life, and let him shake that out. Neck muscle is relaxed again, consequently he will be, he will be easier arched in the neck next time. Making a great impression. You did an awesome job with that fucker, darling. And, well, obviously you get used to that size too. I could have lived with 2 inches smaller fucker, but what can we do? It's impressive, so. Yeah, very content, very good the shoulder movement. Yeah, well. Walk, hold, trot, walk, trot, canter, bending, yielding is the way to go. As a matter of fact, with him, while he does the leg yield and the bend already so nice, try once when you have him in a nice trot again to put him down the long side in a small shoulder 4. So your outside fist wanders a little bit on top of the wither, your inside fist might travel a little bit in for a little flexion, and you just bring the inside leg more to keep the ass on the fence. I'm happy with a small disposition of his right hind leg in between the front legs. He will do that. Why is that? Because the hocks traveling away from me are already quite nice together. So as I say, these horses which balance with wide hocks have a big drama to be straightened out over shoulder 4 tendencies. Yeah. Like that. Towards us too, so you basically inside fist comes a little bit in, outside fist on top of the wither to guide the outside front leg a little bit in, not much outside leg, and there you have your shoulder 4. Yeah, and that would be our goal in the near future, that he, wherever you want to canter on, from walk, from trot, whatever, but from shoulder 4 is a question. What a powerful fucker. Let go again before he gets too short in the neck. Yeah. And then let's see the shoulder 4 left ones created by your fucked up leg.
I have the same issue.
Yeah, well, I see that all the every day, darling. So right shoulder comes a little bit in, outside leg rests a little bit. Not too bad, almost too much. Yeah. And that an idiot invented 60 meters doesn't mean he has to do it over 60 meters, yeah? So if you get a couple of good strides and then you have to back up for a moment again and then you get another couple of good strides, yeah. So that will be the trick in the near future. As I say, we see him traveling with the hocks so close together. That is your setup. And that setup, let's say, he falls out of that left canter, yeah? chasing him back into it will not create a better balance in the next canter. It's always getting the setup. Does that make sense? Now give me one more canter depart on either side. The right one will be easier than the left one. Out of that simple fact that you that should be the harder one actually, the right one, in that particular horse. But he will pull that off quite easy. So what I'm aiming for now, what you are aiming for, is that little shoulder 4 position which I want you to indulge into in the future. Yeah, that you set him up. How do you know whether you have the left hind leg in a centered position? Because the left rein in the jaw will get totally soft. Yeah, so even when you cannot look where the left hind leg is, the feeling is in the left rein. Hallelujah. Now, and right shoulder turns, I don't need a bend. Inside fist can travel a little bit in. Outside front leg is very otherwise, and don't chase him. Just bring another shoulder 4 when that thing is kicking, when that was his idea. Yeah? Good. So when it was his idea, yeah, well, you lost balance, buddy, I forgive you. The balance lost was the disposition of the inside hind leg. I fix the inside hind leg position in trot, and then I will get another canter depart, with or without correct rising. Yeah, there, good, good.
It's optional extra.
Good. And inside leg, outside block. Oh, that again he says, oh, fuck that, mommy. Yeah, that might help when we have a second or third ride in a week. Yeah, that he says, I have unlimited condition. Yeah, outside block missing. So shut the outside front leg down, stabilize your outside rein on the wheel, and then one good impulse inside leg. No weight inside. Outside block. Yeah, there gives you another go. Now keep the inside fist in, not back. Don't restrict him inside. Turn the outside front leg. Inside leg, inside leg, inside leg. Yeah, that's what I mean. So rest and then give me that once again on the right side, where he will balance the short side because of that awesome right leg of the rider. Change the leg occasionally. So, and we produce that right hind leg in position short. Yeah, right leg, yeah. After the canter, it says, oh fuck, I slow with the quarters in. But within this year, you will be able to canter shoulder 4-ish here too. So, there, look what a right leg, but you poop. There it says. The right hind leg is on the fucking center line. Yeah, where is the right hind? How soft is the right jaw? Yes, sir. Outside rein, inside leg. Outside rein, inside leg. Beauty. Left rein, right leg, right leg, right leg, right leg, right leg. Thank you. Safety. Yeah. But you need the outside 4, of course. Good. Your middle section, huge canter stride. Outside shoulder turns, inside hind leg. These 2 legs we want to control forever. Until this Grand Prix, we control 2 legs, inside hind and outside 4. Now he needs a nice stretch. Breezer here. Yeah, beautiful. Quite animated the trot after the canter. The neck, I like that you open it up. I like the freedom in the shoulder. Quite nice your body. Yeah. Super girl. Super girl. Great guy. Loving it. Beauty. Beauty. Right shoulder. Right, left hand. Yeah. So every change of lead is how soon can I control 2 legs? New outside front leg, new inside hind leg, of course. Now you need 2 more change of leads where he says, oh, I drift not over the outside shoulder, make it not too complicated. Right leg to left rein with right flex. Thank you. Quite proud that you change the leg, and when you change the lead, it's left leg to right rein. And only when I have a left hind and a right shoulder, then I can flex. Watch out, no weight left, no weight left rein, no weight. Yeah, no voice. There, in your turn from right to left, you too premature want to contact inside before you have one outside. That doesn't happen in your left to right line, yeah, but in the right to left line. Now to get the left shoulder and the right hind, when you have these 2 legs, you can try flex. Now feel the contact, what he will create, or you on that diagonal line he will try to connect you to early left, but without having a grip right. Right connection, left rein goes away, give right, left, give left, I need the right rein. See how it drifts ever so slightly over that right shoulder there, and that you have to watch. So the whole story you're thinking is, do I have a left hind leg in the same activity and position that I have the right hind leg on the Dingeskirchen on the right side? And does he step from my left leg to my right rein without trying to compensate that on the new inside? Does that make sense? Good girl. And of course your Pilates class is focusing on your left leg. Good, loving it, loving it. Great guy. Great guy. Good gaits. Very obedient, good temperament. Yeah. You did a good job with him, darling. So now I want you to sell the kids and just focus on that one.
Sell a few things, including husbands.
I mean, they're not much worse in the moment, yeah, because the cost of living is so high in that country. But you will find somebody, you know, who finds enjoyment in punish them a little bit or so.
They might need slave labour.
Super guy, super horse. Yeah. So how do you get off that thing?
Yeah.
I slide.
You slide.
That feeling. Sorry, I
Great.
gave him a fright when I came
I'm
in.
loving it, loving it. Very, very good, very good. Did Jess in Melbourne get a movie?
She hasn't sent me one yet, so.
No, did you send her a movie?
Oh yeah.
Because she's always whinging about her horse until I'm there and she loves the horse. And then 3 weeks later, she hates the horse, and then I'm there again and she loves the horse.
He's hard work. He's good at home and in a lesson.